Furious Driving, proud to be supported by Bidding Classics, the online classic car marketplace with more cars added every week. Diamond Bright, protecting, cleaning and caring for the Furious fleet and for yours with 10% off using code FD10. And Lancaster Insurance cover the Furious fleet. They are one of the biggest specialist insurers in the UK, covering all areas of vintage to modern classic cars and motorbikes. Follow the links in the description below.
Today I was going to be welding the Mercedes, but Kris, the mobile mechanic, decided to turn up and help me take some wings off in the bonnet.
What he said. Hello, welcome to Furious Driving, and today I was going to be doing some welding on the W123, but Kris the mechanic has turned up and we're going to take the wheels off the Crown Vic and try and work out how to get the wings off.
Oh, sorry.
Because in order to progress this project and actually get the sills cut off, we need to be replacing these wings as well, because they're mega nasty. We've got repair panels coming for the actual sills themselves, which aren't structural, they're just the bottom of the bodywork. These wings though are pretty manky, and I've not found repair sections yet. However, I have found very cheap wings over in America, only $75 each, but $1,000 to ship them. So I'm currently hunting for wings in the UK. But to get these things off, it's a little more complicated than you might think. We've got the lights out on both sides. There are a number of bolts. I've Googled how you do it, and everyone online says it's really easy. But it's not moving at all, so there must be another bolt behind the bumper. And it actually looks like it's spot welded onto the inner wing. So we are going to pull the bumper off, pull the arch liners out and try and work out how we get this off. Oh, I've just noticed it's actually holding that frame as well. That's not good. Didn't see that before. That's a new one, which the MOT man picked up on and put a little line around, but I haven't taken the front wheel off yet to see it. Ooh! Right now, okay, although this is a relatively simple thing to do, just basic nuts and bolts and tearing things apart, because of the size and the weight of it, a lot of it is a two-person job. Certainly when we get to the bonnet, the hood, that's a two-person job to try and make this thing possible, really. So I've got my friend Kris here, because we need someone who's got a bit of ability with cars so we can get this thing apart without causing any more damage to this already pretty badly damaged car. So we have found ourselves a first little nut up inside the inner wing.
This is very, very tight.
Do you want a bit of lube on that?
Can't see the thread.
Oh. 3 days later we are still turning the same bolt.
That long.
Wow! They're not messing around with that arch liner, are they? Is that free now? Is there another one in there?
What else is bolted onto this?
Got these electrics just there.
Right, okay, so let's get some bulldog spray. Yeah, but there's going to be a bolt.
There's another bolt on the back of that.
Maybe.
Under the battery? No.
I've got to take the battery out.
Hope not. I'll lose my radio presets.
Oh no. 13.
There is a random mixture. I get loads of comments on these videos saying, are you sure that's a metric? It'll be an imperial on this car. And this car is a bizarre mixture of both. And I know they are metric because they are such a perfect fit. And American websites say use a 13mm and stuff.
Yeah, this is 11mm.
Yeah.
Which is... It's not 7/32, is it? No,
I don't think so, no. That's tiny. That's like an 8mm or a 7.5mm or something crazy. But they're not consistent with the sizes at all. It's not like a Volkswagen where you can use like 3 sockets on the entire car.
What they've probably done is where it's been rebuilt so many times.
It's whatever, isn't it?
It's whatever's been nearest to the fitter.
That's it. It's done now. Cool. Yeah. That should be coming out now then. Right, so we found to get the inner wing out, it's actually a much bigger job than anticipated. Battery tray's got to come out, so the battery's got to come out. Oops. Which means there's a screw in there from that side.
Inner wing arch liner, it's got this bracket going through.
Oh, that's mental.
In Whoever said that the Americans can't build solid cars?
Yeah.
Damn.
And of course, we've got to get that undone. This bracket, oh, that's a stupid design.
You,
yeah.
Use it on.
Right, now will this all come out? We wonder. Yes, there we go.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, another clip. Fantastic, so that is the inner wing out. One massive chunk of plastic. So now we can have a proper look at the inner wing. Okay, yeah.
Bolt and braces.
Yeah, hey. We might not even need to get the... Oh, we still need to get the bonnet off. Or at least lift it up slightly. Well, at least we can actually see the structure of the wing now as well.
Yeah.
You couldn't see that before. Couldn't work out where the wing began and the inner body started.
I think it's a double-skinned wing.
That's what I was thinking. It looks like it. From the damage I was looking on the outside, it looked like it
does look like a double-skinned wing.
Yeah. It's a little tiny bolt holding that one on there, isn't it? That's nice and easy. Don't do What are you ha-ha-ing?
Because there's a bolt there,
yeah.
And there's the bulkhead. We've got maybe too much thread and not enough space.
Oh, fabulous.
I think. But
it might be alright, as you pull the wing away.
I've got a ratcheting spanner.
Yeah, that might do it, mightn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the battery trays. It's like an S-Course, isn't it? Or a Fiesta. Typical.
You never said Rover in that sentence. Sorry.
No, those don't rust.
No, they don't actually. They don't.
Only a Ford rusts. One more under here. Because of course there is.
That support's broken as well.
Great, so I need a new support as well as a new wing. Well, that's free then.
Yeah, that was rusty.
Oof. Okay, so it's bumper cover free.
Hold on.
Or not. Another one under there?
Enough popped out, but I don't think we'll have to take any more off to get the wing off.
No, I was thinking they probably wouldn't, because you'd probably have access to do most everything else. Just got that Rossum strut to come off. We've basically run out of stuff to undo.
No, we haven't. We're just process of elimination. We haven't eliminated yet.
We've found everything we've found so far to undo. You think that cable was holding on?
No, but that can come off anyway. All this has got to come off. You know, you've ordered those seal repair panels.
Yeah.
You could have just used a bit of wing.
I think it might be rusty.
It might be the same contour though.
Never know. Have we achieved floppiness? Yay, we've achieved the front of the car falling off.
Of course, because the front cross member's going to go, isn't it? It shouldn't do, should it? No, because that's on the chassis.
Yeah.
Unless the chassis is twisted. No, everything lines up.
Yeah. And it's a massive box frame chassis. I mean, you've seen the size of that thing.
Yeah, yeah. That did drop though, because that wing didn't ping up, did it?
No.
Unless it did ping up, because where we haven't...
Oh, maybe it has. Maybe...
Well, let's put it another way. It's going to be bolted back together.
Ultimately, I hope. With that big chassis rail at the front, that's not bent, has it? As it's come undone.
I wouldn't be able to tell. That wouldn't bend through taking it out.
No. And there's no extra crease all around that hole that's already there, is there? That's still flat. Because if it was going to crease somewhere, that's where it would go.
Where the weak point is.
Yeah.
This is the joys of bodywork, mate. This is why I don't do it.
No, it's a bloody nightmare. Right, so this is the bit where the bonnet prop comes undone, the hood prop comes undone.
Just yet.
Well, we'll undo it anyway. I was hoping we could undo one side at a time. and then lower it back, bolt it back in place again with the wing removed?
No.
What?
Because the bonnet actually bolts to the wing.
Oh, you're joking.
No. The gas strut is connected to the wing. The hinge is connected to the wing.
And then you've got those two bolts underneath it which connect the wing to the body.
The wing to the bonnet. Body. Either way, bonnet's got to come off.
Yep. So all of the websites I've looked at have said that you just need to remove the bonnet. Now removing the bonnet is a bit of a pain because it's a huge thing and I've nowhere to put it safely and the whole front end of the car is exposed. But they've said you can just undo the bolts here and lift the bonnet off and lift the wing off. But we don't know if there's structure underneath here to bolt this hinge back onto again or not, so we're going to try and have a look and see what's behind it, and then if we can leave the bonnet attached with the wing removed, because that would be ideal at this point.
Some would say it's the same size as the original Fiat 500.
It's not far off. I mean, I reckon I could probably park the Morris Mini on the bonnet of this thing.
Or a smart car.
Yeah, either way, front on or side on.
Yeah. Definitely bigger than your Sinclair C5.
Oh, definitely. Get a fleet of them on there. So that's 3 of there. 13s, I think they are. I said that's what the bit of paper said, and the internet never lies.
Is that Dr. YouTube or Nurse Google?
No, that was a Crown Victoria owners forum.
Lucky Yanks, they do anything to wind us up.
So kind of don't let go of this now because it's huge and might fall and destroy stuff. I can move it back far enough.
Sorry, Mr. Pop.
Interesting.
Got to take the skull off.
Oh, awesome.
Broken anyway.
Excellent. So I guess someone's done that before.
Can the wipers go in the up position?
With the battery, yeah. That's how you change the blades. You have to
put them in the up
put them up position and turn the ignition off halfway through.
Well, you need to change the blade anyway because that's splitting.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It'll just do power on and wipers halfway up. Oh, they still... Is that far enough? Oh.
Okay. I'll turn the ignition off.
If I turn it off, it'll park.
Seriously?
Yeah.
The Americans?
Unless that comes in 2 halves and we'll take the entire thing off.
Yeah. That'd be the world's biggest piece of plastic, I think.
You should see the one that comes across here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's on the back seat at the minute, and it's massive. Yeah, that binging never gets annoying, it's amazing.
No, never. I'm expecting it to go very weak very soon.
Yeah, stand clear in case the car falls on your toes.
Is this going to be the last one? Wait. Sorry, I don't want to...
Okay, so what's the wiring doing?
Apart from being loose, that's it.
That will probably feed through there, actually.
Yeah.
Excellent, okay. What have we caught on?
Hold on, this one's a blinking tank. It's on that.
Okay, right, so there is the wing. Now we've got access to see.
Do you want to turn it upside down and see how bad it is?
Go on then. Whoa, still full of bloody foam. And that is a big, that's so thick, that metal is,
Proper, isn't it?
I mean, if you look at something like a Nissan Micra, that is thicker on the inner wing than it is on the actual bodywork of a Micra.
Yeah.
That is such a sturdy bit of metal. What does that weigh? A lot.
10 kilo?
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? So potentially this is repairable with a repair panel, so I'm not going to bin this off yet, but at the same time,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
it's not going back like that.
look at all the Bondi.
Yeah, it's so thick. That's why we didn't spot any of the bodging, because this was filled. This is the whole bottom area is made of foam, which is sanded, then covered in what's this, about 5mm of filler,
Gotta be.
and then stone chipped over the top to hide it, and then painted body colour. So it's a premium grade bodge. and you can see it's not factory paint.
No, you can see lines where it's been.
But I knew that the wings had been replaced. It's on the Carfax. It had wings damaged in minor bumps. So that was known. What's that sticker on the back? Is that a Ford sticker?
Yeah, it's a Ford sticker.
AFP 71. So that's, yeah, good for an P71. That's the chassis code, meaning it's a police car. So I don't.
A genuine wing.
Yeah, I assume they would have been replaced.
The age of it, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it, considering the state of it? So yeah, okay, maybe we'll try and repair that rather than replace. But it's whether repair panels are available.
I'm going to put this down. So.
I would, yeah. So now we can get a proper look at what we need to do. That's quite handy because you can see this bit of metal here on the. This isn't part of the original repair. This is a new repair going into the front sections. This all needs to be ground back. All this needs to be wire brushed. This big box section here needs some very heavy duty steel putting into that, which is right by the brake line, which is super helpful. I need to replace this battery tray because that's shonky as anything. Bracket tray, where
the bracket goes.
Oh, bracket, which one there? Oh,
that goes to the bottom of the wing.
Oh yeah, that
goes up to
this
there.
needs replacing.
It's like a strut brace, really.
Kind of is, isn't it? Yeah.
A brace.
Yeah, I call it a brace. Yeah. Wow, what an absolute disaster. Okay. It's a lot more work than I was anticipating. I guess maybe I won't be re-taxing this car for June in that case then. And wire brushing all this area here and treating all this as well.
Stone chipping.
Yeah. Well, I'll fill it with lots of expanding foam, stone chip a lot, and then send it down the road.
Screws.
I'll use lots of wood screws. Yep, that's a mark of quality. When you can see here, this is where the chassis and the body are actually joined together, and this big rubber bung here. So at least you can see that area, at least, is solid. So the car's not going to fall off, separating top from bottom. So since the first video when we discovered quite how bad this car was, I've done a little bit of shopping. I've been online, and I want to say a massive thank you to all the messages and comments of support when we all saw how bad this thing was and how badly it had been bodged. I don't know who did it, because people in America have given me varying different opinions. Some have said that an end of its service life police car in a country, or sorry, state, with no MOT may well have been just lashed up like this just to keep it looking presentable in the parking lot and then sold off cheap. The other argument is, of course, that an unscrupulous car dealer would have bought the car very cheap from a police auction and then spent a month or so just lashing it up and bought it for like sub $1,000. I paid about $5,000 for it in dollars. So yeah, quick profit with a bit of filler and bondo. So who knows? Don't really know what happened. Anyway, but thank you so much for people who also sent in the super chats. That was super handy. In this case, it's gone to Poland, and I've ordered left and right hand sill repair panels for obviously both sides of the car. I've not been able to find repair wings yet for a sensible price. I can find them in America for $75 for patent parts, $120 for genuine Ford. Unfortunately, shipping is another $1,000 on top. I've spoken to a UK based American car part supplier, and they can do $850, I think, for the pair, which is still way more than I would consider paying for a pair of wings. I mean, £100 per wing seems fine, but then not that much shipping on top. So I'm going to look at other options, maybe even repairing the wings I've got. So yeah, it's all is not lost. But anyway, but thank you for your comments, super chats and everything else. And everyone else has joined and become a Patreon, what have you. That's been really, really helpful as well. So thank you for that, guys. This is the first time Kris has seen this actually in person. And that's where we...
I don't want to go touching it.
Well, that's where
you'd have to put an old new sill on that.
Basically, that's why I bought an entire section front to back.
Yeah.
So yeah, cut the whole lot out. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. The only
stop there, because you've got to do the inner ring as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm dreading finding what I find at the back. It's just ridiculous. Because yeah, that goes all the way up in there as well. So I've got to keep on grinding and grinding. So I need a new back side on it, and then your bottom, and I guess just after this turn here, because there's surface rust on that now, I can see, which was all hidden by the plastic trim before. So I'm guessing we'll be cutting along here somewhere.
Depends on how the panel comes. Normally it comes sort of halfway up the wheel.
No, it's not. It's just literally a strip.
A strip up
yeah,
the bottom.
like a channel. But it's the full length of the car though. The only saving grace is that this isn't the structure of the car, this is just the structure of the body. So when I cut this off, it's not going to flop in half.
No, that's true.
Just keep the doors shut.
Genuine door, FP1.
Yeah, so that's all the code from the factory. It's amazing what that plastic was hiding and what they had deliberately hidden so badly. Well, they've hidden it well, but they've done a bad thing of doing it.
think the phrase you're looking for is well bodged.
Oh, very well bodged, yeah. Extremely well bodged, if anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, my lovely car. It just looks like a tangle of stuff now. Jeez, what a mess. Oh well. I think we will leave the other one on for now. That's enough. That's enough bits off for one day. Yeah, I think if I take any more bits off, like you say, there's just nowhere to put them.
There'll be no car left.
No, it's literally going to be like one of those. Did you see on Roadkill the vet cart when they just had like the chassis and the Corvette and they turned it down to a go-kart?
Probably. I've seen things like that before.
Yeah.
It's literally just a chassis with a seat bolted to it.
Yeah, this is kind of where we're heading with this at the moment. Actually, there's not much chassis left. So this really is very interesting indeed, because I wasn't sure where the wing outer and the wing inner sort of began and ended, and I couldn't work out where the structure was. And also, looking on the inside edge, we've got these spot welds. Jesus, this thing is so heavy. So I couldn't work out really how this all fitted together. It didn't make a lot of sense, to be perfectly honest. So now I've seen it off the car, it does make sense, because the wing is purely the wing. It's the inner and the outer wing as one complete structure, rather than, as on a European car, we've got the inner wing, which is part of the frame of the car, and the outer wing, which bolts onto it for basically cosmetics. This is kind of both of it. Fortunately, the actual strength of the car is in this vast cross member, which I now know I've got to do some welding on. So that's awesome. So this has been a bit of an eye-opener, because now I know there's more stuff I need to fix than I imagined to begin with, although to be honest I was kind of expecting to find more stuff. Just when you get a car that's this bad, you just know that whatever you're looking at is the tip of the iceberg. There's always going to be a bunch more stuff that needs fixing. So we've got this extra bit of welding just here, we've got the welding on the main chassis, we've got to replace that battery tray, we've got that strut, bunch of cleaning up to do. The drop link, which I changed last year, that's perished. How the hell's that broken as well? It's just so much that's wrong with this car. Never mind. And also just discovered that the wing, the fender, doesn't even fit in the boot. So my other plan, finding someone shipping a car over and stealing boot space by shipping stuff in their car, isn't going to work either, because it's too big. Just sell it and buy some minis. I could probably park about 3 minis where this thing is. And what's also kind of crazy is this job should have been so quick. I can take a Rover P6 wing off in under 10 minutes. I took the W123 wing off in about half an hour, and that's got a weird kind of hockey stick thing going around the front of it. How this takes so long on a car that's designed to be, well, I guess once you know what you're doing, you can pop it off in a few minutes, but so complicated. So complicated. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave this here today, because that just took way longer than we thought. Didn't get your welding done on the W123, as Chris pointed out at the beginning. And if you need car help in the Maidstone or Kent area, then do check out Kris Smith Mobile Mechanic. His description is in the link below. He's super helpful, super talented, very good friend to have. Yeah, I'm going to go and get something to eat and a cup of tea, because this is just making me sad to look at. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, you know the drill. Anyway, see you soon.